Welcome to the Daily Briefing from interest.co.nz. I'm David Chaston. Today we look at the latest net migration trends for October, we'll review our risk premium markers, and we'll update our term deposit rate reviews. Finally, we'll wrap up with what the other media are reporting. The latest migration data is out for October and a new record has been breached. In the year to October, more than 40,000 people left New Zealand for Australia permanently. The first time this level has been reached. That is 770 people per week, more than 100 each and every day, are now crossing the Tasman on a permanent basis. Of course, it's not all one-way traffic. On a net basis, after accounting for those that arrive here permanently from Australia, the loss is 26,500 per year. Overall, we had a small net gain from permanent migrants of 1,561 in October, a third lower than the same month last year. You have to go all the way back to the year 2000 to find a lower October. We're just not as attractive as we once were, and we certainly don't have the welcome mat out. Overseas visitor arrivals were not that flash either, down 3% on the same month a year earlier, but they're still tracking ahead on a year-to-date basis. With big British and American banks in the news recently writing off billions in bad loans, with major financial corporations firing their chief executives for getting them into this mess, with banks from China, Japan, Germany, all over in fact, reporting problems in valuing their bond holdings, all this turmoil is accentuating the rush to safety. That is resulting in rising prices for US Treasuries and lower yields. At the same time, our cost of credit is rising. So far this month, 1-year New Zealand government bond yields have risen almost 50 basis points. 5-year bonds are up 10 basis points over the same period, but about 60 basis points since early September. This rising disparity between US and New Zealand government stock, each yield trend going in opposite directions, is driving our risk premiums sharply higher. This week, the 1-year risk premium is up 15 basis points in 7 days to 5.15%. It's higher since we've been tracking it. The 5-year premium is up another 10 basis points to 4.32%. The Best Bank benchmark has now reached 9%. Yesterday, Kiwibank offered that rate, interest at maturity for 1 year. A year ago, the Best Bank benchmark was with Rabo Plus at 7.65%. That's a gain of 135 basis points in 12 months. But for New Zealand investors, do these high returns mean that our bank deposits are getting more risky? We doubt it. But it is probably a very good indication that banks are finding it increasingly expensive to fund their credit requirements by sourcing overseas funds. Offering retail investors 9% is a cheaper option than what is on offer from foreign sources. It really does show how the international credit crunch is biting here. The implications for commercial users of credit will be steep. If banks are paying 9% for their money, borrowers will be paying a whole lot more than that. And 9% is very attractive for investors, as we noted yesterday. That is now more than 7% real before tax, or 4.7% after tax. We might even see real rates exceed 5% after tax, which is a very high threshold indeed, one rarely seen. That will mean non-bank financial institutions will need to be offering upwards of 12% plus to justify their risk position and attract investor attention. And at that level, real after-tax returns are well over 6.5%. And finally today, a wrap-up of some other items of interest. Another reviewer of finance company has been reported as saying that wholesale funding lines are going to be increasingly important for this industry's survival. The McDowell-Stewart report of 29 non-bank institutions, a little less than half, notes that there are more than 400,000 people with a finance company debenture. Wholesale electricity prices have been inching up in the past week as rainfall has been low in the hydro storage lakes and storage levels fall. But we're not seeing volatile pricing in these markets. North Island non-hydro generation has been rising to meet overall energy demand. We have launched a new feature on our web pages. You can find out a whole lot more about any institution listed that has a green plus beside their name. This opens up a unique piece of technology we've developed which gives you direct access to a wide range of information about that institution besides their rates. The first one using this feature is Merrick. Check it out. You can get more news and stay up with Newsmaker Views on our news page. Join us again tomorrow for the freshest finance news on the web. We'll see you then.